Yeah, so we'll find out. But overall, that NXT was a good show, like I said, kind of paving the way for Great American Bash next Tuesday, which should be a solid show in its own right. And currently, we have 4 matches set. This is why I would have saved Reed and Isaiah for next week, but maybe they're planning on giving these 4 matches a lot of time. So let's go through this card right here, dude. We got an NXT Tag Team title match. Tommaso Ciampa, Timothy Thatcher challenging MSK. MSK have been champions for around 3 months now. Is this the end of the line for MSK as Tag Team champions?
I don't think so. I like MSK, I like Thatcher and Ciampa, but I just feel like MSK versus Grizzly Young Vets is kind of the direction they were going in for like a title change. So I would have them win here. I think you can do that program next with Grizzly Young Vets, but I have MSK winning here.
So you got MSK winning. Do we see a heel turn? Do they do anything major with these guys? Because it feels like, I don't know, it feels like they might be siding the fans, that is, because they're 2 babyface tag teams. They might be siding more with Thatcher and Ciampa. Do we get a heel turn from MSK, or is it just a clean win for MSK and that's it?
Yeah, I would say clean win. You don't need to turn them heel because Grizzly Young Vets are heels, so you don't want to, like, I think that's the direction they're going in, so I would keep them face.
Okay. I mean, I want to see a rematch from that takeover a couple of months ago, personally, so I would do the same exact thing, but that should be a great match. We also got the women's tag team titles on the line, their first defense, and probably since The Way won them 2 months ago. It's Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae of The Way facing Io Shirai and Zoe Stark, who picked up the win in that opening triple threat tag team women's match on Tuesday's show, which was a great match. This should be good. I loved how, after having Io and Zoe earn their shot, they had that backstage segment at the end of the show where Io brought up that Candice has never beaten her before. And I feel like Io's kind of evolution on her way to the main roster is her kind of doing the job on the way out. A lot like Ripley did. Ripley lost to a lot of people on her way out, including Io, including Raquel, including Dakota, and other people. And I feel like Io will be no different. Candice has never beaten her before. She may never beat her in a singles match, but I feel like part of this process in introducing her to the Raw or SmackDown rosters is having her lose to Candice on the way out. So I think this is a win for The Way, who have only held the belts for like 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to call Io up, it makes sense. Zoe Stark's actually growing on me a little bit. At first, I don't know, she was just kind of the new face on NXT, but I don't know, last Tuesday, or this past Tuesday, she got a great performance, so I like her and Io together. Like you said, I think if Io's getting called up, I think The Way win here. I mean, like you said, I feel like they haven't defended the belts in forever, so it's not like they really matter, but I would have Candice and Indy win here, and then hopefully call Io up sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I would do the same thing, and I think with the NXT Women's title kind of taking a back seat right now, I think they're probably building the Raquel and Shotzi after Raquel already beat Ember a couple of weeks ago. Just another person for Raquel to run through before she eventually runs into either Io again or Dakota Kai. Obviously, as all roads are headed to that at some point. Or maybe, yeah, you know what, maybe Frankie Monet gets involved and she costs Io the match, and that's the match we get at some point. That's also very possible because they teased it a couple of months ago. $1 Million Championship is on the line. First defense of the title in NXT history. Cameron Grimes going for the gold against LA Knight, but the stipulation is if LA wins and retains the title, Grimes has to become his butler. Now, I am more into this than I was the whole Chuck Taylor Miro shit when they did this a couple of months ago, because I feel like this is very reminiscent of the whole Virgil storyline with Ted DiBiase many, many years ago. So honestly, I dig this direction, and I think Grimes is going to lose again. I know your issue is that Grimes loses all the important matches whenever he matters most. I do think the end game is him beating Grimes for that belt, but I do think there's more to be had, like segments-wise, entertainment-wise, with these two against each other, with them like kind of being paired off and whatever. So I think LA Knight wins here, and Grimes becomes the new Virgil for a little while. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I love Grimes. I think LA Knight's been great in his role as well. But I think the way the stipulation is, I just feel like it's a foregone conclusion that Grimes will lose here. Like, so I think doing it, like, they could probably milk a few, like, honestly, probably like a month or two out of it as soon as like his servant or whatever. I think Grimes could finally get like that big win and beat Knight. So storytelling wise, and I think they could have. I think Grimes is extremely talented as well, so I think you could put him in a butler role and he'd thrive in it. So yeah, I think it makes sense. Knight wins here, and then eventually you get the big Grimes turn, and then the big win.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Grimes can kind of make the most of whatever he's involved in at this point. He's entertaining enough to make it work, and I really saw a lot of babyface potential in him on Tuesday's show. Like the reaction that he got when he came out to make the save, and then him cutting the promo on LA Knight when he came out, and all this other stuff. Like I thought it was great. Like Cameron showed a lot of fire with his promo and just his presence alone on the show on Tuesday. So I think he has big babyface potential. Like the whole money thing is great, but I never thought I would say this, but I think Cameron Grimes has the potential to be a big breakout star for them, babyface-wise going forward. But we get to the main event on the show, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly 2, or technically 1, because the first match was unsanctioned, so technically it's not supposed to count, but whatever. They're having their second match. Kyle won the first one. It would seem to reason that Cole will take the second win. I'm sure a lot of people don't want to see a third match, but if it keeps him busy, I guess. They should have never made the first match unsanctioned in the first place. To go backwards is stupid. It's like when they did Edge and Orton Last Man Standing, and then they had a regular singles match like the next time they fought. Like, it was stupid. This is no different. So I think Adam Cole's going to win here, but do you think Kyle could pull out a second straight win with help from Samoa Joe, who's clearly teasing something with Cole at some point?
Yeah, it's possible, but I think Cole wins here. I mean, I don't want him to win, but I think Cole wins here, and then we get like a third match somewhere down the line, unfortunately.